Yo guys, welcome to a new video. Today I will be talking about one battle after another. Alright, so Paul Thomas Anderson graced us with yet another blockbuster, one of the first original 2025 original blockbusters. We haven't had a lot of those in the last couple of years. Actually, we had a lot of original horror films, but not mainstream original films. I feel like it's mostly going to be a prequel or a sequel or an adaptation of something, but something very original as this, it's always welcome. So please, people, go watch this movie in a movie theater. And of course, they got a great cast for this one. We have Sean Penn in a role that I will never forget, with very distinguished and very noticeable personalities, multiple things. Like you have the hatred, and you have the fear, and you have the anger, and everything together with the toxic thing that is over him. I loved the performance. It was very eerie, very creepy, but that made it all the greater. We have Benicio del Toro in a role that I did not hate, because I haven't been the biggest fan of Benicio del Toro for a while. I do think the guy does some great shit, but it's not he's not up on my list of greatest actors in there. I don't really usually love everything that he does, but I did love his sensei role in this one. I thought it was pretty great, but just I've waited to talk about him because he deserves all the fucking praise in the world, and I haven't seen The Revenant yet. I have tried it, but I turned it off after 20 minutes because I wasn't in the mood for that movie at that point when I was starting to watch it. But it's on my list. I really want to watch it to see how good of a performance Leonardo DiCaprio gives in that one. But I do think this one is among a career best performances of his. The way he uses depression and emotion together with the humor that he has in this movie is true, and he does so, and he uses those very distinguishable and very different emotions, and he puts them together so effortlessly that it was incredible to watch. The role that he played in this and the way he acted it out was so incredibly great, and I loved every single second of that performance. He absolutely made the movie for me. Everyone is raving about it. Chase Infinity, she also was great. I do not think she was the best of the movie, but among one of the first roles that she has, not the first role, but she is a beginner in Hollywood. I have a feeling she might have a chance to break through, maybe because of this movie. I think she was great in the role that she played of Willa, and everyone else. Regina King was awesome, and everyone else. I loved every single performance in this. Of course, a lot of people were hyping this movie up quite a lot because the scores for it are absolutely amazing, and a lot of people are raving this movie as being one of the best movies ever made. So that creates some high expectations, and I went into this movie with those high expectations. I was not looking forward to it because of the trailer. The trailer looked good in my opinion. I thought this was going to be a good movie, but I did not expect all of the reactions for it to be that great. So I went into this movie thinking about, okay, I'm just gonna let it come to me, but I'm really excited to see where it might go, and I'm completely ready to see this movie as being one of the best things I have seen all year. So there were some high expectations, even though I tried to lower them. They were still up there, making that when I was watching the movie, I thought, okay, this is good, but is it the best thing ever? No, it's just a good movie. And that's mainly because I do think that this movie is a little bit too long, 2 hours and 45 minutes. It could have been trimmed down a bit to make sure that it's streamlined a little bit better. But there's also nothing that I would say was worth of cutting out of it. As I said before, everything that they had set up and everything that they did with the story, it was really tense with moments, it was really funny, it was really depressing with other moments. It takes a while to get going, and it takes a while to start, and I do have one thing that I think would have made the movie flow a little bit better, and it's just a very small nitpicky thing, and I'm just gonna say it, but you have this thing that happens 16 years earlier. And in the middle of that thing, you get the title, one battle after another. A minute later, you have Leonardo DiCaprio saying something and he says the title, and I was like, haha, roll credits. I do think that if they did not have the title reveal in that point, I would have placed the title reveal right after the entirety of that 16 years earlier segment, like after 20-25 minutes, I think it lasts. If they would put it after that and then they had the 16 year in the future gap, and right in between those places would have been a title reveal, I thought that was, I think personally that should have made it a little bit better even. And it's just the changing of where the title comes. I don't know why. I feel like that would have been a little bit, I think that placement would have been a little bit better for this movie. And afterwards, this movie never really let me go. I was completely invested with it. Of course, I was just saying that I thought it was good, but is it the best thing ever? No. But the other thing with this movie is this movie gripped me from beginning to end. I was really invested from beginning to end. With that car chase that happens somewhere near the end of the movie was absolutely incredible and gripped me, and I was following everything so incredibly hard. Everything with what's the time was so incredibly funny, but also so incredibly tense, because you do want everything for Leonardo DiCaprio, and everything worked out so incredibly well that when I finished watching the movie and I was driving towards the fitness to go to my personal trainer that I still had, and I was doing my stuff at the personal training, and I still was thinking about this movie, and I still was raving about it in my head, that I see why this movie is so great. It may just be good upon watching it, but it's a movie that will stick with you. It's a movie that will sit with you. It's a movie you will think about. It's a movie that gets better the more you think about it. So I can't wait to see this movie upon rewatch, which is another great thing. I can't wait to see it again, because I do think the movie will become even better upon rewatch, to see more of the details and some more of the hidden visual things that Paul Thomas Anderson has done with it, because it's shot in VistaVision. It looks beautiful. It's an absolutely gorgeous movie to look at, and yet one battle after another is really great. Is it the best thing I have ever seen? No. Is it the best thing I have seen this year? No. It did not really sit with me that much. I thought it was a pretty damn fucking good movie, and I will always defend this movie for being great. Does it have the personal feeling for me? No. But is it objectively fucking awesome? Absolutely yes. In the end, I will give this one 4.5 stars. Just slightly up of that 5 stars, because I do not really have that personal connection to it that makes me feel like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. I do not feel that with this one, even though I do feel like this movie is objectively one of the best movies of the year. What did you think of it? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'd like to see you in the next video. Thank you, and bye bye.